Good morning. Good morning. Here a little bit early today. Good morning. See if we can check out some stuff in the morning. Good morning. I'm trying to get to where I can share my screen so we can see what's on the open and what happened yesterday. When the living was easy. I don't know if it was any easier yesterday than it is now, but we can see what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? I am live this morning. What's going on? I am live. Okay. The bell should have rung just now. Let's see if we've got. There we go. We got a gap up open again today. I don't think I'm sharing my screen. Let me share my screen. There we are. Guess what? Pick something. There we go. SPX opened this morning at 48.88. Ooh, eights are my numbers. Good morning, Mr. Earl. Good morning, Tanya. Hi, Michelle. Hey, Miss Barbara. Hey, Adrienne. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. SPX has opened. It opened at 48.88 this morning. Still going up a taste. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Listen, Netflix. Let's go look real quick at Netflix because they jumped up real big last night. Let's look at the daily and then we can see what it's doing right now. This was Netflix. Well, where are we? It done jumped up so far. It's off the charts. There we go. Netflix yesterday was here. Looked like it was that sword thing we've talked about. Right, this was yesterday. Couldn't go with buyers and couldn't decide between buyers and sellers. But this morning it jumped up all this over post market and pre market. It is now at 539. Don't know if it'll ride or if it'll try to fill this gap. But as we always do, you trade what you see, right? If you think you want to hop in on Netflix going up, do that. If you want to hop in on Netflix going down, then do that. Generally, that gap will fill. The question is just when, but the gap will potentially fill. If anybody had done Netflix yesterday, don't know if anybody trades earnings. We don't necessarily do earnings in our community, but um, I'm a fan of anybody who can do it successfully because as a seller, we've not had as much success as a seller. We tried some stuff and it didn't pan out quite like we wanted. It's almost like you have to like guess which way it's going because they could have good earnings and it still could tank. They could have bad earnings and it could still go up. I do know that Netflix though is being a lot more strategic and intentional about those screens. Because if you've got the plan with one screen, that's how many screens you're gonna run it on. And if you are sharing a plan, if you using somebody else's plan, and your IP address is not the original address for the plan, they won't let you turn it on unless you get a message to the person who really owns the account. So it won't be none of that. Anybody who's sharing Netflix passwords, I'm sure you've experienced some of this as well, right? The VIX this morning is at 1247. The VIX is at 1247 this morning. VIX being down generally means that the market is going up, and it does seem to be wanting to go up. A rally in stocks doesn't need to be broad to last. These are the big boys: Google, Amazon, AliExpress, Facebook, Meta, which is the same thing, right? Big tech accounts for a vast majority of the gains in the record-setting S&P 500's gains this year, but that's nothing new. Okay, that's nothing. The U.S. futures pop as Netflix results shines. Netflix surges after big jump in subscribers, while tech layoffs may not be a sign of broad slowdown. Okay, looking at other people's markets, our markets were green for the most part. Russell 2K and the VIX were down a bit, which again, VIX being down means the market's probably up. Russell 2K is most of our tech. It's down 0.36% this morning. European markets are all green this morning. European markets higher as Eurozone PMI data shows improved economic activity. Tech stocks up 4%. Asia is kind of a mixed bag. ASX is green, barely. Nikkei is red, 0.08% down. Kospi is red, 0.36%. Hang Seng is green, big green, 3.56%. And Shanghai is green, 1.80%. Today's Wednesday. We have flash manufacturing PMI at 945. Okay. Flash manufacturing PMI. Yes, ma'am. I'm coming back to that comment, Tanya, because I like that. Flash services PMI, those are all at 945, and crude oil inventories is at 1030, right? So Tanya says you can do the IV flush play. I've had success with that on earnings, but it's not a strategy I like. You play the earnings the day after, and all the options get crushed to cheap. Yes. So as a seller, actually, Tanya, as a seller, that might work, right? Because you would enter with one price, and then as the IV crushes, then you're gonna get a lesser. You're gonna have less premiums it's going to be worth. The only thing is you still got to, if you're entering it on earnings day, you still have to kind of have an idea on the direction. For example, if you picked a call credit spread, right? If you had picked a call credit spread and it jumped like it did and it jumped past, then you could still get out. You could still get out maybe with break even and maybe even take a few dollars off it. But if it went through your strikes, you definitely might not want to wait till Friday to close it unless you believed it was going to come back down, which that happens too. For today, there was some 7 o'clock stuff, NBA mortgage stuff. I'm assuming that was 9:45. We got some things at 10:30. We got all the oil things, and at 1 o'clock, you have the 5-year note auction is happening then. Okay. Switching over to earnings. Earnings for we saw yesterday, Netflix was the big guy. This morning we had AT&T, ASML, which I think ASML is semiconductor. Somebody who's listening can correct me on that. Progressive, which is insurance, Abbott, Amphenol is there, Elevance, SAP Textron, Kimberly Clark is there. Those are all this morning. Kimberly Clark might be worth looking at, depending on what's going on with that. And AT&T, which AT&T doesn't really move very much. AT&T is a good play that people use for like dividends. You can use AT&T iron condors because it doesn't move a whole lot, but most people use AT&T for dividends. And then today, after market closes, Tesla is going to report earnings, IBM, ServiceNow, Sands, Lam, United Rentals, PC. I can't see some of those other people. They're small. I can't see what. Let's see. Seagate, okay. And looks like Knight and Crown Castle. Those are all the ones that are going to do earnings after. Tanya said right, which is why I don't like it. It gaps and it gets crushed and it feels or it continues. You have to know the direction. You still got to know the direction. Yes, that's true. You got to have some idea on the direction for sure. So what we chose to do is we wait till after the earnings and then we trade that day. Now, you won't get as much in premiums, but you can, trade what you see after that. That way you don't have to, you're not really gambling with it. You're more like trading with some more knowledge, right? Adam's numbers. Adam says, perfect follow through in SPX and patience paid. Yesterday, I was looking for a rally to 48.76, 48.95, as long as 48.44 held. We held 48.44, rallied to 48.76. 48.95 is close. Textbook triangle breakout. Plan today. Keep riding your longs. 48.95 is up next. It'll be a reaction. 49.04, 49.11. Dip only if 48.76 fails. dip only if 48.76 fails, okay? If you're trading SXSP, you've got 491 on the call side and 487 on the put side. Let me make sure I put that into our chat. Come on, Telegram, open up, open up. There we go. That one didn't want to do. There we go. Okay. Anybody got any trades that have closed so far? We should be able to close some stuff today. We should be able to close some stuff today. The Upstart, we go look at that. Amazon, we'll look at that one. I think that's what I saw people doing. SOXL, ENPH. Let's go see what we got going here. I'm having several people had Upstart. Upstart is currently at 37.50. So if you got in to Upstart back here on Monday, it should definitely be close to closing. It should be close to closing if you got in then. I was going to talk about closing the money out, but I'll talk about that in a second. About how do you know your 80% if you're looking for the math to when to close, or 70% or whatever it is you're doing. Okay, that's Upstart. Let's see what we got for SOXL. SOXL, if you entered back here, 35, you still should, if you were doing a put credit spread, you should still be okay with that. Maybe looking to close today. Look to close it today. Who else did I say? ENPH. Both of those are red days, but it's gapping up and then coming back down. That's interesting. It gapped up from Monday to Tuesday and gapped up again, and then it closed the gap. But then there's that. XLB. Kind of holding steady. XLB came out of the support area, and it's kind of hanging out at this gap. So there was a seller's gap here. And it went in there a little bit, but it hasn't gone in and filled it or anything like that. Let's go back to SPX, see what's going on over there. I'll take us to a 10-minute chart, then we'll look at the 15. Look that even though we're going to close this 15-minute candle here in a minute, a few more minutes. This is not really a big candle for the first 15 minutes. Not really a big candle there. What other trades did we have that we may close today? Anything else we're looking at closing today? Let's talk the money. Okay, so if you're looking at closing, you're selling trades early, right? This is what we're doing. You want to talk about closing them at 70% profit, okay? Let's do some examples for 70%. Oh, there should be a 70. I'll do it for 80 as well. Profit taking. Okay, example. You enter a trade and collect $20, for example. Okay, you want to calculate 30% of the $20. Okay, 30% of, how do you do that on the calculator? 0.30 times 20. It's going to equal $6, I believe. Right? So, you'll close the spread or the trade at 0.06. You set your trade order. Close, let's go buy to close the spread or trade at 0.06. or less. Okay, that's a 70% profit taking. If that doesn't make sense, then say something in the chat. Okay, for 80% profit taking, it's going to be the same. It's going to change the number. Okay, example. You enter a trade and collect, let's say you collect $15. Okay, I'm going to give you another number here. Calculate, no, I want this, there we go. Calculate, there we go. 20%. Why? Because you want to keep 80%, which means you're willing to pay 20%. You want to keep 80%, you're paying 20%. Okay, so this equals 0.2 times 15. This is going to be $3. 0.2 times 15 is $3. So you'll buy to close, spread or the trade at 0.03 or less. Does that make sense, everybody? 60%, you just change this to 0.4. Some people are closing at 60%. Example, you enter a trade and collect, is 18 a good round number? Most time we don't collect $18 on no one spread. Let's use 12. Calculate 40% of $12. That is 0.4 times 12, right? That equals, what's that, $4.80? $4.80. So you'll buy to close the spread or the trade at 0.04 or less, because you can't do 0.48, right? Okay, so here's those are some examples. We put it in, we'll grab it and put it somewhere where everybody can see it. Where's my snipping tool? I know I always talk about it, and for me, I can see the math in my head, but that's because I teach math. That's what I'm supposed to be able to do. So for those of us who cannot, here's the math, okay? There's the math. You're welcome. Yes, Tanya, you're good. DraftKings, USO, and Google, you're hoping to close. You like trading DraftKings, don't you, Tanya? DraftKings, what do you have there? You got a put credit spread, I hope, because it's going up. Yes, Tanya's asking, is it okay to go ahead and put the buy to close pricing in right away? Absolutely. Absolutely. You can put it in with the GTC. I put mine in if it gets close or wherever. You can put it soon after you enter the trade. You can put it in there and let it just sit. And when it's ready, it'll close. You don't have to wait. You can close them anytime. I like putting mine in early because then I can go back to my screen and I can see what things are working on closure and how close they are. Sometimes it gets to the end of the day and I'm like, we're $1 away. I'm closing it, so I'm done with it for tomorrow. I got a fresh start. But at least you want to see where things are. Okay. I forgot about going back to Google. I need to keep Google on my list. I like trading Google as a seller. If you got a put credit spread, it should be good, ready to close. I agree with that one. And the last one you said was US oil. If you got a put credit spread, that should be ready to close too. PCS on all. Okay. Those should be good to go. Should be good to go. Let's go back to the 15-minute and see what we got going here. If you're hanging out with us and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Please do so. Come on and subscribe to the channel. We're putting this around the 15-minute candle. Yep, that's a little bit. So it looks like it's already trying to break out, going down. Right, got a little bit of a breakout going down. Excuse me. 48.88. This is where we opened up today almost. 48, 87, 86. So listen, once this closes out, but don't be trying to rush into. Watch the 10 o'clock turnaround. We had data that came out at 9:45, and we actually, I think I closed it. We probably could go see how that turned out. What was the outcome of that data? Forex Factory. Today's Wednesday. So they both came in green. The PMI came in green, and so did the flash services PMI coming in green. These things coming in green means the market is most likely going to turn and go the other way. So where it's looking like it's trying to come down, let's not be fooled by that. Give it till 10 o'clock. Let stuff settle in, right? And then see what 10:15, whether you want to enter a trade. But that PMI coming in green may, okay, this is not investment advice. It's not investment advice. Don't come back later going, you said it was going to go up. No, the market does what it wants to do. But green PMI means it could possibly go up. Okay, it could possibly go on up. Let's go look at Amazon. I do have Amazon going. Where are you going? Okay, it has popped on out of that resistance area that we talked about the other day. Well, it went out a little bit and it's coming back. It's back down inside of it. So it might have been a rejection. And if so, then we may have a little bit more downward pressure. But this is the resistance zone. And now it's created a gap because it jumped up today. So it's created a bit of a gap. Sorry, y'all, if that's small. That's Amazon. Amazon. They're supposed to be laying off people. Here, they get ready to buy some robots. Okay. Amazon's going down after hitting that resistance. Yeah. It's way about the MA, makes it touch and then continue. May touch and continue. I thought it might go down to fill the gap, and it made the M pattern pre-market. And who knows with SPX? Yep, I see. The M is like the double top, I think it's called. It's a double top. We had some trades. Listen, Wednesday is another good day to enter credit spreads, right? Wednesday is another good day. So now we're going to exit some things today. Wednesday is another good day to enter some credit spreads. Why is that the case? Because you've got two more. You've seen what happened Monday and Tuesday. Now you can get in today and you're going to close. So you're closer even to expiration. You don't have to worry about riding 4 and 5 days, right? You're closer to expiration. You can get in, 2 days of leveraging your capital. You can see what's been going on. And now you probably won't get as much in premiums as you would have gotten on Monday, but it won't, don't, still look for your 10%. Don't be, shortchanging yourself on 10%. So still get your 10%, but find some stock that you may close those and then you open some others or whatever. So Wednesday is a good day. I like Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Because sometimes on Monday you can be a little nervous, like what's gonna happen? But if you wait till Wednesday, you kind of got a little bit more of an idea. And then Friday, you're looking for decline. And Tanya says, state of decay, kicks up bad. Oh, yeah, kicks up, baby. I like Wednesday entries. Yes, Wednesday's a pretty good day to enter. You can get decent premiums and you're real close to the end of expiration for sure. Don't forget our small account challenge is starting on February the 5th, right? You can start with as little as $100. People are starting to ask me questions about the small account challenge. Again, you don't need any more than $100. If you don't have Schwab and you don't have $5,000, then let's go another way. Okay. Robinhood, I don't believe they have a minimum entry, nor do they have a minimum for trading options, as far as I understand. Now, Robinhood might have changed, but I'm not seeing any issues with that. If you have a Robinhood account, make sure you get options. You got to get the level for trading spreads. All right. You can use Robinhood. You can use Webull, E-Trade. I don't use those, so I can't teach the buttons. So if you're brand new, you'll have to figure out your platform on your own because I don't know those enough to teach them. I don't have Webull. I don't have E-Trade, right? If you have Thinkorswim, we can use that. If you don't have Schwab and you're trying to start with them, unless you got a bunch of money, let's go to somebody else, right? Tastyworks, I think, has a minimum now deposit if you're new with them, but Robinhood still does not. Robinhood is great for spreads. You can do all the stuff, all the spread stuff you can do over at Robinhood, and they got low fees. What they don't have is really a good place to chart. They do have charting. They don't have a good place to chart, but what you do there is you use TradingView. TradingView is free. All right. And I'm always open. When I open up the charts, I'm opening them on TradingView a lot of times. So get in on Robinhood and jump in with us. The E2T membership is still open, of course, always open. We're always promoting that because we believe it's a good thing to be a part of. Right. Tonight we're having our training class, and tonight we're going to spend some time doing covered calls. Now we've talked about covered calls in the past, but things they don't. The strategy didn't really change, but the environment of the market changes. So we refresh ourselves, and we always have new people coming in. So we go over our strategies pretty regular when that's the case. Okay. Remember, we are going left this year. One or two strategies, period, which can be the credit spreads. Credit spreads can be used on everything, right? Can be used on everything. We get education. We're learning the things we need to learn. Focus on fundamentals and trade with the plan, right? If you're brand new to options and brand new to us, go over there and check out Options 411, right? It's a mini course that talks about, it introduces you to options. All right. If you don't know nothing about options, you need to learn the basics and the terminology. Robinhood charting isn't that great. No, it's not that great. You definitely don't chart at Robinhood. It's there, but you're going to get so much more functionality out of TradingView. Patrick says, as a member, how do you bypass the fee when registering for the small account challenge? Patrick, if you're a member, you don't have to worry about registering for it. Everybody who's a member is automatically given the information to get to the challenge. That's one of the things. If you join the membership, then all the other stuff I do when I do challenges and whatever the stuff I do, because I do everything, like the people are coming to chart your way to 100K, the members are automatically included in that. You don't have to pay extra for those things. You get automatic access. I give you the link and see you over there. That's how that you don't have to worry about signing up if you're a member. All right. I give everybody the link and say, this is where we at. Y'all come on over. Y'all come get a rib. Y'all, I went to Aldi's yesterday and I got some. I know everybody don't have Aldi, but I wanted some pulled pork. So I went to Aldi. I was gonna buy some pulled pork. I thought about getting it from like Sonny's or whatever, and I was like, I don't need it from Sonny's. I'll just go buy it from the grocery store. So I went to Aldi's, but they didn't have pulled pork. They had pulled chicken. Y'all ever heard of pulled chicken? I hadn't. It was rotisserie chicken that had been basically pulled and put into a container. So they had another thing that was they did have some pulled pork. So I took and mixed the pulled pork and the pulled chicken, and I put some barbecue sauce on it, and put it in my air fryer and heated it up. And we had some. My husband brought some potato salad home. and I had some coleslaw. And that was what we had for dinner yesterday. Listen, don't sleep on Aldi. Don't sleep on Aldi. It's good for chicken salad. Oh, I hadn't thought about that because I got some leftovers. I'll make it into chicken salad. Aldi is a great place to shop. I mean, they got a lot of organic, a lot of, not, I'm not necessarily into organic things per se. I'm not saying I only shop for organic, but I'm saying for those who do, Aldi has a lot of organic choices, a lot of them, right? And vegan choices, pulled chicken. What is LIDL? Is that a stock, Tanya? Or are you just telling me someplace else? Um, so I that's what I did for I think you were saying Aldi. Yeah, Aldi is my spot. Yeah, we can work Aldi. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Yep, Aldi's a good place. Aldi. Yep. So, there's all kinds of goodness over there. All righty. Anybody got anything we need to look at? Let's go run back. I need to run back to SPX, but I think I need to do it this way. My trading view screen got out of whack, so now I need to reset the screen. See what SPX is doing. It's probably turning around for you. It won't always be like this. The Lord will perfect things concerning you sooner or later. It's going to turn in your favor. Okay? INTC. It jumped up, but it's got a little red going today. I'm going to go back to SPX too. Oop, I'm not sure what I did with that. Yep, it jumped up, had a little bit of a gap up, and then it's coming back. INTC is currently at 48.70. SPX still coming on out. It's at 10 o'clock right now. It's 10 o'clock. The volume was pretty high. This at the end of the day yesterday down here. Now the volume has kind of fallen off. If the volume's not too high with coming down, that means it could potentially be for a short span of time. It could potentially be a short span of time. Oh, that candle trying to get a little bigger. Maybe the market didn't like PMI being green. But listen, we're out of that. So 10:15, look again at 10:15 to see if you want to trade SPX. If you're trading SPX, make sure that you're trading it with your PDT hack. I made a video, or I put out a video. Not really made. I put out a video. Oh, sorry. Whoop, nope. I put out a video yesterday. The PDT hack. This one here. I put this out last night. That's the PDT hack video. It's right here on the left. Okay, that's a new one. If you haven't watched it yet, let me grab the link so that way I can share it into the chat, into our comments. Where's remove? We'll put it here. Take a look at it. That's the PDT hack. Arturo has a question about the hack. When securing profits, I'm not sure what an LIIT order is, but what about, limit order. It's a limit order, but what about when protecting the max loss or managing the loss? It's the same thing. So if you are putting in whatever you're putting in, whether you're putting in for to close it, to secure your profits, or to reduce your loss, you're still going to put in a limit price. Still gonna put in your limit price. So if it's whatever it is, to make sure that you lock in, but they still put it in the limit box. And sometimes if it's doing a lot of movement and you get super nervous, you might just take market price. I'm never a fan of market price because it basically scans the market and finds the worst price to give you. That's what happens with market price. But it's the same thing, same limit price for that too, Arturo. Okay. You were thinking about a put credit spread on INTC. Let's go see if that's gonna be worth doing. If that's a good thing. INTC. I'll go to the day chart first before I put credit spread over here, over here, over here. Yeah, I could see a put credit spread underneath this support right here at maybe at 48, at or below 48. I could see that because we're getting into a gap. It's trying to get on into this gap, but there's sellers in here. So if you were doing a call credit spread, I'd go right up to about 50, but a put credit spread, as long as you're below this 48, might be okay. Thank you, Arturo. Arturo's mentioning the SPX playbook. It's an ebook that talks through how to use SPX and XSP, more SPX and XSP. Talks about how to use that for profits, for daily profits. You can find that. Oh, it's a banner. I got a banner in here. SPXplaybook.net. I think there's a book. Yeah, there it is. Playbook with the full strategy for making daily profits with SPX. You can get it at the SPXplaybook.net for $27. SPXplaybook.net for $27. You can grab it. You can grab it and enjoy. Let's go see what's going on with SPX. I'm going to go back to the 15 minutes. Yep, there's a gap underneath us that came from today's jump up. Oh, let's go look at Netflix and see if it's starting to come down too, because it very well could be. Very well could be. Yep, SPX is getting into the gap. So you may do a call credit spread, let this do its thing, and then get it set. But you still got to wait a little bit longer. Don't give it a few more minutes before you jump in on SPX. Netflix had a big jump, but it's gone. I don't know. Sometimes when it jump up, but what people do in the morning when it jumps, they then go take profits. And once people start taking their profits, of course, the prices, because buying and selling is what moves the price. People bought it, it ran up. People are gonna sell it, take their profits, and the stock, the price will probably start coming down. Yep, if you got in yesterday before market closed at $500 and now it's at 550, who waiting around to see to see if whether nobody's waiting around. People are going to get their money. I'm going to get your money, man. People going to get their money. Get your money, man. Okay, let's add this to the stage. We leaned in. Yep. Let's go on for our declaration. I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a profitable trader and a successful trader and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My accounts grow more and more each week. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. I declare I'm a level-headed trader who does not trade my emotions. Lord, it is you who gives us the power to get well. You teach our hands to war with the purpose of establishing your kingdom. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically in order to fulfill this purpose. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name, amen. Tanya said, when does SPX usually hit its range for the day? Like it's low of the day. It depends. There's no usually really. I try and figure that out, but not sure. Yeah. Work it out, Adrian. That's what you do. You got in 9:30 and got out at 8:40. At 9:40, that'll work. That's what it's hard to tell with SPX because there's so many factors. There's so many factors that determine the high and the low of the day for SPX. There's so many factors. So there's no rhyme or reason for that one. It's like a wild woman. Yeah, SPX. Nope. Okay. Remember, you all, we do two things every day. We stay green and we get this money. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can visit us in all the places, right? Those of you who are in the membership, we're going to see you this evening for our training class. All right. I'll see you all later. Everybody have a really good day. Have a good green day. I'll see you in the market. Bye, everyone.